Hello, this is Dr. Morgan, CEO of Cleveland Metropolitan School District, and this is another edition of the District Dish, where we unveil the district stories, one dish at a time. So excited to be here at Facing History New Tech with three amazing scholars, and they're going to introduce themselves right now.
I'm Fatuma, and I'm a senior here at Facing History.
I'm Leo, and I'm a junior here at Facing History.
I am Alexis, and I'm also a junior here in Facing History.
So I'll start with you, Fatuma. You mentioned that you are getting ready to go to Syracuse.
Mm-hmm.
What is your major going to be?
I'm planning to major in data analyst.
Data analyst, okay. So you really like technology, data, I'm assuming math.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And right now, what are you thinking you would want to do with that in terms of a job?
Well, I want to get a career in both political science and data analytics.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, you could be a pollster. There's lots of careers in in using data and policy, and it's a lucrative career. And also just know, as you're going into college, allow yourself to explore and enjoy as many different classes and programs, because you may go in enjoying one thing and say, hey, actually I think I like this other career, and so it's just beginning for you and the world is opening up. So Leo.
So I'm planning on going to college,
Yeah.
obviously. I wanted to go to a med school.
Okay.
So I can get my medical degree, and then I was also going to do a 2-year residency and a 2-year fellowship in physical science, so that way I can be a physician rather than like the doctors you go to see checkups.
Yeah.
So I'm planning on becoming a physician, so 8 years, and then the 4 years of residencies and fellowships.
I love that. And are there certain schools? I know you're just starting in the senior year, but are there certain schools you have your eye on that you would want to look into?
So one school who I have actually heard from was New York University of Medicine. And then I'm also trying to get into a closer school, because for my first year I don't want to go halfway across the states.
Yeah.
So I was also looking at Ohio State University and the Akron University.
Good. And there's so many programs now. They have med prep programs. I'm glad you're doing this internship at Cleveland Clinic, but a lot of programs that can give you the heads up on the sciences and just can get you briefed on it. It is a journey ahead, but the 8 years go by really quickly. Some people will say, "Oh, medical school, you'll be in school forever," and then you're gonna be like 26 or so when you get out. You'll be fine. Well, great. Yeah, Alexis.
For me, I plan to go into a firefighter program.
Okay.
Since I want to become a firefighter since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I really got much else to say, because I still haven't really planned out what I wanted to do.
Yeah, one, we need more people thinking about going into either being a firefighter, police officer,
right.
And there's many great career pathways. I believe one of our high schools may have a firefighter program, but these are the types of programs I would love to have in more of our high schools, because then you could even get a head start doing this work in high school, and getting one step closer to your goals with that. But if I find out any programs that can help you think about the launching of it, I'll definitely be sure to share that. But that is amazing. Those are jobs we're always going to need. And once again, when it comes to making a lucrative career and a pathway, you can make any career lucrative for you as long as you have the passion and dedication. It's the world is yours. So I love that. All right, so are all of you guys residents of Cleveland? Your family's residents of Cleveland?
Correct.
Okay, great. So you know about our Say Yes scholarship, right?
Yes.
So and now are you able to use your Say Yes scholarship at Syracuse?
Well, I can use my Say Yes scholarship at Syracuse, but since I've ran into an array of problems with FAFSA, I haven't been able to.
Got it, yeah. So for those who do not know, we've had several challenges with FAFSA this year. I've heard, though, at this school that most seniors have completed their FAFSA, and we should talk about some of the challenges. But there's been lots of challenges with the rollout of FAFSA, which has been impacting financial aid. So I want to make sure you get the help you need, because you're going to be going away soon, and I want to make sure that means you probably haven't gotten a financial package from your university yet Or have they given you a package?
I have received full cover for tuition, but I would need FAFSA to help with housing.
The books and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, up top. She's like, yeah, I got the flex. Yeah, I got a full ride. Yeah, the FAFSA is going to cover some odds and ends, but no. Congratulations. That's
Thank
amazing.
you.
Yeah. And then for both of you guys with Say Yes, and even, both with, you're looking at universities, but also for some of the trades, Say Yes can look into some trade programs. So I just want to make sure, as you guys head into your senior year, how important both filling out your Say Yes application and then also your FAFSA is going to be really important. And hopefully we will not have as many problems. This year, it just nationwide, it was a challenge with the rollout. So, okay.
How do you plan to improve the facilities of the older buildings in the districts such as ours?
Yeah, and we were talking through some of these things. We're launching our long-term plan, where the first thing we need to look at is the capacity of our building. Sometimes that goes into rating each of the buildings for the quality of the building, and then we also just need to look at what our enrollment is. And from there, we will be working on just really thinking about where our schools are, what programs need to be fit, what upgrades need to happen in our facilities. So it's a multi-year process that we're about to just really get started. I'm really excited about it. In the last district I was in Indianapolis, we did a similar rollout, and there's some really exciting things that are happening with some of our older buildings and or new programs rolling out for buildings that needed to be phased out. So, yeah.
So I know that you plan on implementing new things in the district and for the local Cleveland community. Do you think that the community will be resistant to these changes, or do you think it'll be naturally be integrated in?
Great question. So today is day 289 on the job, and actually a year ago tomorrow, because tomorrow is my little sister's birthday, and I remember being announced as the CEO a year ago tomorrow. So it's been a year, and in this year, I've learned that you really need to make sure you do things with the community and not to the community. And even though there's lots of decisions that need to be made and tough decisions, not everyone's going to agree with every decision, and that's leadership. Just not everyone will agree, and at the end of the day, a decision needs to be made. But I'm learning more and more how important the conversation is. And it's hard because it takes up a lot of time. It means that there are a lot of voices that need to be heard, lots of perspectives that need to happen, but it's really important. And so to answer your question, there will be resistance to some things, but I think the more due diligence that I and our team can do to really get out here, connect with people, it makes it better. It doesn't make it any easier. It doesn't mean the resistance won't happen, but it makes it better. And then as a leader, you have to just be ready to pivot at times. I mean, there were a couple of times this year we rolled out something, had the rationale for it, did our research, and you hear feedback from the community. You have to pivot sometimes, and that also shows resilience. It shows humility, and it's a big part of leadership as well.
I'm curious, with these budget cuts, do you think that there's a possibility that smaller schools such as Facing History might be merged with larger schools such as Rhodes, which is closer to us, or?
It's part of the process that we will look at when we're doing studies. We have not made any decisions on school closure, school merging. We have not made any decisions like that. But, in this time, we're looking at all options and avenues, not only from the perspective of saving dollars, but also from the perspective of the things we talked about, facilities, program, and making sure that all students have access to high-quality programs. And so we're looking at many of those models, but no decisions have been made yet. So.
Speaking of closure, a lot of the students here feel a sense of family. Me being one of those.
I love it.
My friend group and I have been together since 9th grade. Alexis is a part of that friend group.
I love that.
Yeah.
We have known each other since 9th grade. We've seen each other grow, change, and even become different people over the course of all of the years we've been together.
I love that.
So the idea of this school closing, even though, yes, it is small, we have an average attendance of 60%, but the idea of our school closing, that puts a frown on a lot of our faces, because at the end of the day, this school is a family.
Yeah.
Even if many of the students in here would kindly disagree. This school is family. Everybody in here knows each other, and everybody in here has each other's backs when needed.
I love that. And that's what I was talking about when I visited last week, that this feels like a family. The fact that it's so small, so intimate, everyone knows each other. And that's what makes it great. You know, every building has its own unique feel. And so, yeah, those are all things that we have to explore. And, you know, as we make decisions, these are the things we want to hear. As I mentioned, they're tough decisions that still need to be made, but these are the things that will help us inform and know about what makes every school work. So I love to hear that.
The idea of family comes back to my friend group, because my friend group is the first people that I openly came out to as non-binary and bisexual.
I love that.
So the idea that I came out as that to people who I like only have known in high school, that says a great deal about how closely connected all of us are in the school. Like Fatum and I, we've known each other since she was in 10th grade, but we'd never really talked until the school connected us in the what was her name?
The Mackenzie Scott.
Oh, Mackenzie. Oh, yeah,
Mackenzie
that's
Scott
right.
friend.
Yeah.
So when that happened, we became connected in that way.
I love that.
So we got closer in that context.
I love that. Going on that vein, and thank you for sharing that story. That is amazing, and it's so great that you have a great friend group and people that will support, cover you, have your back, and allow you to be you. Like, because that is ultimately the highest form of leadership, when you could just be yourself and walk in that. So I just celebrate you. I celebrate the two of you in that. So you mentioned this family atmosphere. So when I think about community in schools, we have work to do in our schools to really make sure that they're safe environments, that people feel welcome. And, you know, in some cases it's because it's really small. But what were some of the other things that made this a family atmosphere? I think I want to learn more about that, because not all schools, I've heard from students where they don't feel safe, or they don't feel like they have a family atmosphere. What can we learn from Facing History that makes it such a family atmosphere, other than its size?
If I had to give my opinion, is to the fact that they accept you for who you are, no matter if you have a specific religion, or if you're non-binary, gay, straight, or trans. Because like how Leo's non-binary, I have told them that I don't believe in it, but since that's what they go by, I will respect them, and I will try my best to identify them for them. But I do have my mess ups, and I will always try to correct myself. And I also told Leo that I'm a Christian, so when Leo said that they didn't mind me, because nowadays people take Christianity as a joke. So for them to tell me that they didn't mind me being a Christian, it really made me feel good about it.
That's really great, and it goes on in both ways, where it's like, you know, on one end you really feeling accepted for how you, who you love and how you identify, and then also for your faith, and still being in a safe space where those two things can be true, and there's no judgment, and it's just love and care and support. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that.
Another thing is like the faculty here, like Miss Jackson. The students call her Mama Jack sometimes.
Yeah, that's Mama Jackson right there.
Miss Swidlow is like the strict but fun aunt. The teachers here, you can always just have a good laugh with them sometimes.
Yeah, I love that.
Even the senior teachers, who when you're growing up, you think senior teachers are going to be so strict, so harsh, so like nail on a board. But like Mr. McNamee's hilarious. Mr. McNamee's hilarious. The junior teachers, although some of them can get on your nerves, are pretty like openly accepting of who you are. They don't really care.
Wow.
Not the fact that they don't care, it's the fact that they don't mind it.
Yeah.
Like, you can be who you are.
Yeah.
There's teachers in here that like have strong religious beliefs.
Yeah.
But yet they still abide by the fact that I have they them pronouns.
Yeah.
So it's just like the faculty here, we've all grown together. Yeah. And they've learned to grow with us. Mm-hmm. And it's connected all of us like when you're crocheting. Yep. Like the threads weaving together, all of that.
I love that. Wow. It's the modeling of you guys feel safe to be yourself because there are adults modeling that every day. I love that. Fatuma, anything you would add?
I think like the overall theme is this mutual respect. A mutual respect for your peers, and mutual respect from the teachers and just the faculty overall. I think in, like here we really try to like take the time to get to know each other and to really understand where you're coming from or why you have these beliefs.
I love that. Wow, that is incredible, and there's a lesson there to learn, and I want to learn more about that, and that could be, and I would also, not even just putting a plug for the model of your curriculum, but the curriculum, the Facing History program it's founded on this principle of really acceptance, really being a leader, understanding different perspectives and leading through those different perspectives. And so I see a through line there that I think could be learned across our system. So thank you guys for sharing. For now, we're going to go into a bit of our lightning round of questions. So, we got a chance to talk a little bit about school and what makes us a school community, but now we'll have a little bit of fun with some of the questions. And so I'll kick off the lightning round with just what is your favorite movie? Let's start there.
Have you ever seen the film Everything Everywhere All at Once?
I have. I've started watching it. Yeah. So you love that. Okay. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
All of the Gremlin movies. I love every single one. I love them.
Yeah.
For me, I have to say every DC and Marvel movie, but if I had to pick one specific, then Deadpool. I love Deadpool.
Okay, man. Yeah. Oh, man. I guess I would have to answer. This is hard. I mean, I love so many types of movies. I watch so many. So I would just say, I mean, it is probably not my favorite of all time, but one I really love that I've been watching, and it's a newer one, is American Fiction. I love it. And then I also read the book, which is Erasure, came out in the early 2000s, and just I've been really a huge fan of it. So, yep. All right.
So just to start off, what college did you attend when you were in school?
Yeah, so for undergrad, I went to Butler University.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, grad, went to University of Missouri and then University of Illinois at Chicago for my doctorate.
Illinois.
Yeah.
And you play the tuba, correct?
Yeah, yep.
How did you pick up that instrument?
So when in the district I was in, 5th grade was the year where you could start picking out your instrument. I wanted to play the saxophone. But in order to play the saxophone, you had to play the clarinet for like 6 months and then go into the saxophone. And my older sister played the clarinet. And at that point, I was like following in her footsteps. And I was like, everyone's going to say, you're just playing the clarinet because April's playing the clarinet. So I was open to playing a different instrument. And my band director, he tried me out for the baritone at the time and was like, actually, you have the great embouchure. And that's how you form your mouth when you're blowing in. He's like, try the baritone. So I played the baritone first. And then from there, got into the tuba. And I loved it. I was an all-state musician my senior year on the tuba. So.
How did you start in dancing?
Yeah, so like on that vein of my older sister, both of my sisters danced like throughout. They did all the types of dancing, but my older sister was in dance, and her dance studio when this is one of those early memories, when you look back and you're like, this is like one of my first memories, but I must have been like 2 or 3. And she was in dance school, and there was a Kraft cheese commercial, and they were filming it at her dance school, and they were like, she was trying out for the audition, and I was probably in the back just like acting crazy as a kid, and he was like, the production guy was like, you come on, you audition too. We want to see what a brother sister duo looks like doing tap dance for this commercial. We didn't get picked for the commercial, but from there kind of fell in love with tap. Had been tapping, and I was part of companies in Chicago and DC.
So while you're in college, what did you study and how did you choose it?
Yeah, I chose. So I was a psychology pre-med major. I started bio pre-med, and psychology I was really interested in. It was really cool. I would say though, there was a crush I had in college, and she was a psych major. And I may have initially chose psych because she was a psych major, but I loved psychology.
That's
really
such
cool.
a mean move.
And you guys, actually, I've never told that story to anybody, so you guys got the.
What's special? What's special?
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you went to a few universities.
Yeah.
Out of all of those, which was your favorite?
Ooh. And there are some programs I did like as either postdoctorate or other different types. So nothing will take away from Butler. Butler is like my hands down. I love it it was a great experience, very challenging, but a great experience. I love my undergrad. And then the close second will be I did a leadership program, a postdoctorate at Yale University. And I really loved Yale and the New Haven campus. I actually will be back in June speaking to some students there, and it's just an amazing campus. So.
And for the last question, do you prefer pie or cake?
I'm not much of a sweets person, but if I do, pie is better. Like I like apple pie, key lime pie. Yep. So.
Cherry pie.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Wow, this has been an incredible conversation, and I also enjoyed sharing, fun stories and also sometimes first-time stories. You guys got a chance to hear some first-time stories. So this has just been another edition of the District Dish. We're excited to be doing this, and we'll be coming your way, either to your school or maybe to staff or parents. We're looking forward to it. Thank you for tuning in.